G'day guys, it's John from theproductivegarden.com, and I've got a little update on the crabapple cuttings I put in a few months ago. Now they went in the beginning of May, so it's been May, June, July, August, so 4 months basically, pretty much they've been in for. So let's have a look at how they've been going. Alright, so if you've seen the video where I put these cuttings in, you might recall that I was given these cuttings by a friend, and he told me he was from Europe, and he told me that in his days of farming in Europe they used to plant these or propagate these by planting the cuttings upside down. So what I've done is I've planted 4 of them upside down and one the right way up. Now this is one that's planted upside down. Not a whole lot has happened on this one. It's got a few little buds that look like they're starting to come out. This is the one that was planted the right way up, and I don't know how well you can see, but there's some little buds definitely coming out of the top here, and they're starting to form. So that looks like there's some here as well, one up here, so they're only really small. This one here is a bit of a small cutting, just some light on that. It doesn't look like there's a whole lot going on with this. Maybe, you know, if I can get it in the frame, maybe this one here is starting to bud up a bit, but I really can't see a whole lot going on with that one. Now this was just a really small cutting. It was a bit of a leftover that I decided to plant anyway. Perhaps this bud here is starting to bud up. Maybe that one there, but not a whole lot going on now. Now this one is the other one that was planted upside down, and if you can see here, some definite bud coming out there, and there's more buds coming out down here. Another one there, and another one on the other side of that big one. So yeah, definitely some activity happening both ways really. Like the one that was planted the right way up is definitely starting to bud up, and at least one of them that was planted upside down is getting some good buds on them. Alright, so I think that's interesting that we've got results in both techniques, planting them upside down and planting them the right way. Now I don't really want to pull any of these up yet to see if any roots have grown, but I'm pretty sure that there will be some root development down below, because like I said, these things have been in the ground for 4 months now throughout winter, and I would think that if there were no root development in that time, then they just wouldn't bud, is what I would imagine would happen. So there's got to be some way that they're drawing up moisture, and even the tops of the cuttings that haven't sprouted yet are still pretty green, so it still seems like they haven't dried out over winter. Now winter here is a pretty dry sort of season. It's a cool mountain climate that we have here, so the winters are fairly dry. You can feel that when you get static when you walk along carpet and in your like nylon sort of clothes and that sort of thing. Yeah, I would expect them to have dried out and just be dry, brittle sticks by now, if there wasn't some sort of life going on underneath, if there wasn't roots bringing up moisture from underneath. So I find that pretty interesting. It'll be interesting to see how things go. It's starting to warm up here now, being late August. It's the end of winter here where I live in Australia. So things will be starting to warm up now. Like you can see, the bud development starting to come on, and it'll be interesting to see the one that's got the big buds on it. That was definitely the biggest cutting that went in. That had because when they were put in, the branches that are in the ground are in there pretty much in their entirety. I just trimmed them back a bit just so I didn't have to dig a 6-foot round hole. But that was the one with the biggest network of branches underneath the ground. So it's probably not surprising that that's developed the greatest. And the one that's planted in the ground it's put in pretty much the same way as you would put any other cutting in the ground. I've trimmed off the branches along the cutting where it's gone into the ground, and I've just left small bits of branch on above the ground. So we'll keep an eye on how these things develop, but I'm pretty confident that given time and enough care for these things to develop and grow along, that I'll have a couple of crabapple plants growing very, very successfully in my yard very, very soon. Anyway, that's it for now, and until next time, happy productive gardening. Bye. G'day guys, it's John from the G'day guys, it's John from the Productive Garden. G'day guys, it's John from the productivegarden.com.